As I said, I'm Melinda Music, and obviously if it's communication, I'm a speech therapist in the school system. Basically, what I wanted to do was develop a project to get the funds in order to purchase the Board Maker. Board Maker is a universal picture symbol program, and it's very pricey, but it can be used to make photos for kids to communicate. A lot of kids who cannot communicate verbally, their only other options would be like sign language or to communicate with pictures. And if you teach them sign language, unless they're in a deaf community, then they're not going to be able to communicate with anybody else because no one else knows that sign language. So also a lot of our communication apps and things that are on iPads, they also use the Board Maker photos. So that is why I want this program. But anyway, this is a picture exchange communication booklet. It's actually a system that's used for the communication. What you'd first start out doing is teaching the kids the actual communication process. If I give you this, I get this. In the earlier phases, you have a communication partner, and you also have a communication prompter who would engage the child. We can start out really small, like 2-year-olds, and they can be older kids as well. But anyway, you teach them that communication process, then you're going to put this book farther away from them, so they're going to have travel time. Then you're going to teach them to develop sentences, so they're going to learn the language process as well. When they develop that sentence, you'll have them to come over and they'll give you a sentence strip. They take it off and bring it to whoever they want to communicate with and be like, I want drink. You're going to model that eventually. 80% of kids who do this system will develop verbal communication. It was developed for autism, kids with autism, but right now we have some kids in the school system who they don't have autism, but they do have the lack of ability to communicate. We have a child right now who he doesn't have any speech whatsoever, so other than so unless you are really paying attention to him, watching his signs, you don't know what he wants. So we have actually started a little. This is what I don't have my stuff yet. This is what the school actually purchased, and you can also get this Board Maker down. A 30-day free trial if anybody in your school system is interested in trying it out. And that way you can go ahead and begin developing the photos, which is what I have done. Let's see. Anything else? Oh, you can also use these pictures. See, I'm different than you all. I'm used to working with the small groups. You can use these photos to make your class a visual daily schedule, because a lot of times you have all those little kids. Is it time for a recess? Is it time for lunch? Is it time for speech? So you can develop yourself a vertical schedule in your classroom, and when you're finished, go and put it in a finished box. Put that picture in the finished box so they'll know what's coming up next. And it's not time for this yet. We still have to do this, this, and this before it's time for lunch. So it can also be used in your classroom to develop your own your visual schedule so that you can cut down on class interruptions and behavior problems as well. That's all I have. Does anybody have any questions?